And welcome back to MTG Grinders. I'm back here with Lewis.
How you doing?
And we're round 4, game 1. So this is the finals of our Fate Reforged game day.
And we've got on the left, I believe, it's Matt, fresh from crushing me in round 3. He's made it to the finals and he's playing against Kyle. I think this is his first time on camera, but he's one of the best players in Bendigo. So it's good to see him get a match in.
And Matt predictably comes out with the Montan.
And that's he plays a 1-mana red creature.
But I don't think he's going to have it all his own way in this particular matchup, because Kyle's got a slew of his own 1-drop creatures as well.
He's playing a blue-white heroic, and he's been on that deck for a while now.
Quite successfully.
And, yeah, he's been putting up really good results. He's got it tuned to the way he likes it.
Now they haven't changed the dice, however Kyle took 4 there and has missed his second land drop. So that's certainly something Matty wants to see.
Yeah, this is pretty rough for him. Like, he's on the draw and he's got a one drop, and he's got like most of his curve is 2 and lower. So
yep, and plays the Dragon Mantle, is it?
Yep.
Triggering prowess on both Seekers, Swift Spears, and comes in with the team yet again.
So that's 6. Kyle's just quickly adding it up. He's declaring his block with his hoplite.
And we might see a God's Willing here.
I would be surprised if we didn't. Defiant Strike.
Defiant Strike.
Which, thanks to Favoured Hoplite, will still prevent the damage. Because his heroic ability, he gets a +1/+1 counter and all damage is prevented to him.
It looks like that's just what Kyle's explaining there.
Yep.
And that allows Kyle to draw a card as well, and he's certainly looking to try to hit that second land drop.
Yeah, he wants to hit that land, and I think he played that well to wait and use it as a trick, because he did have the option to do it on his turn to try and actually make the land drop, but I don't think that... I think the way he did play it out was the stronger way to do it.
Yep.
And he's just not drawn a land.
Matt's come out with the Frenzied Goblin.
Yep, he's got a handful of 2-drops, but no land. That looks like a God's Willing, potentially. He's going to his cleanup step.
And so he's certainly behind the 8 ball. Now I believe there's 2 more Fire Drinker Satyrs in Matthew's hand.
I actually I like the gameplay that Fire Drinker Satyr provokes. He alright, and now it looks like the Goblin. Matt's trying to prevent the blocking from the Goblin, and Kyle's cast God's Willing to give it protection from red so it can block.
Now I didn't see what Kyle scried there, but he gave it a flick and put it on top of his library. So
I'm going to guess it's a land.
Yeah. And out with another Fire Drinker Satyr. Unfortunately, there's we don't have a life total.
It's about to get 10 higher for Kyle anyway. He's got an Ordeal of Heliod, so he's gaining 10 life here.
Gaining 10 life, and that makes it very difficult for the Red Deck wins.
That's probably like the exact turning point of the game, him hitting that second land drop. And you'll notice that it didn't even reach the rest of his hand, it just went straight from the library to the battlefield.
Yep. And we've got an Outburst here.
Yep.
And kicking in with your pet hate, Lewis, with no token cards. So we're down to some dice. Coming in with the team again. And that's another 6 damage. Still with 3 tokens there as a backup. Now Kyle comes out with Seeker of the Way, passes back the turn.
He's playing defensively. His favourite hoplite's a 5/6, so it's going to require a combination of burn spells and combat damage for Matt to be able to take it out. He's just not going to be able to. It's a bit of a wall for him to attack into at the very least.
Now, if Matt had a Lightning Strike or a Wild Slash, could get rid of the Seeker of the Way, would you come in with the team still?
Look, without knowing what Kyle's life total is exactly, I'm not actually sure. Like, he could be on. They haven't been adjusting their dice, so he could be just too high. No, he's playing a Foundry 310 as an passing, which is not what you want to do when you're the red deck. Kyle's hit his blue source with a Flood Strand.
He certainly wants to get that island into play, you'd think.
Yeah, well, he's got a lot of card draw with his. I think that's triple ordeal here. Ordeal of Thassa. He's got Defiant Strike as well.
And that Ordeal of Thassa will activate as soon as he puts it onto the 5/6, is it?
It's currently a 5/6.
Yep.
By the time, like, if say he does cast an attack with, cast an Ordeal of Thassa and attack with it, it will become a 7/8 by that point.
And trigger automatically draw 2 cards.
Yes. Although Kyle's putting it on the Seeker, which that's a fair enough plan. With the Prowess trigger, he can gain a fair bit of life if Seeker gets bigger.
Sure.
He's coming in for 4.
Coming for 4, being the 1/1 from the Ordeal plus the Prowess trigger, yes?
Yep, that's right.
And it looks like
he's
Matt's just taken the 4, and
yep.
that actually makes it 6.
Because Kyle's Defiant Strike.
Now, is that the first damage Matt's taken?
Yes, I think so. So he'd be on 14. I'm not sure what Kyle would be on because they haven't been adjusting their dice. But he has gained 16 life this game.
We'll need to make up a little sign and put it on the desk saying, please adjust your dice accordingly. Have it for all those players there that don't like adjusting the dice. And as you can see, I've actually fixed up the numbers on the dice, on the red dice there, so they're easier to see now.
They're a bit clearer.
Used a little bit of whiteout.
Such tech.
Now, if he's got a Hammer Hand in hand, he could get in for a bit of damage.
But he can't really swing with the Fire Drinkers, because he's just going to take a buttload of damage when they get blocked.
If they get blocked, like he really wants to have a Hammer Hand right here. He's playing his other Fire Drinker.
And it really is tough to know what to do in this situation with the red deck wins.
Yeah, unfortunately, when you're on the red deck wins and your opponent does mount some sort of defense, it's hard to get that reach.
Unless you can try and swing in for a kill.
Yeah. Like there could have been an argument for him to attack with all of his non-Fire Drinker Satyr creatures just to get some damage in, but even then, it's kind of hard because Kyle is on at over 20 life, I would say, without knowing exactly what his life total is, but he's got a Seeker of the Way, so he's going to gain a bunch more life.
And so this was the long-term plan from Kyle from last turn. Double Ordeal of Thassa onto Seeker of the Way,
Yep.
sack both of them, draw 4 cards, gain a bunch of life.
Now, he only sacks one of them at this stage, I think, because the first attack trigger resolves, gets a +1/+1 counter, and he's only got 2 counters. And
Sure.
the second one, he sacrifices with.
Yep.
Actually, I think I remember I was sitting right next to Kyle here. I think I remember when the question came up, helping him out with the answer.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad you could bring that experience to the commentary team here, Lewis.
No.
No, actually,
So what do you want to draw here if you're the red deck? What gets you out of this situation?
Look, I don't know what Matt's going to have in his deck that could win him the game from here. Like, he's got
Maybe an Eidolon of the Great River?
even Idle, I'm not going to do much because of the amount of life that Kyle can just gain here.
Yep.
He's got a good card flow with the ordeals.
And the red deck win really does have a problem dealing with larger creatures once they're established on the board.
Yeah, especially a larger life-linking creature. Like, and Carl's a very patient player. Like he knows it still might take him a while to actually fight through all of that. Unless he has a God's willing, then he can give protection from red and make his creature unblockable.
Yep. And is that another Ordeal of Heliod?
Looks like it.
And there's a third Ordeal of Thassa.
Right, now that the Seeker has more than three counters, he is going to be able to draw 4 cards here.
Yep. So Kyle gets to
He gets to gain 10 life,
another 10 life.
draw 4 cards.
Draw 4 cards, and then gain a bunch of life from the Seeker of the Way as well.
Yeah, it's what is it? A 7. He's had 1 prowess trigger, so it's an
8/8.
So he's going to gain 8 life off that, and he's gained. So that's 18 life in this turn that he's gained.
I'm actually surprised that he's playing 2 Ordeal of Heliods in the deck. Doesn't the standard blue-white only have the 1?
Look, I haven't seen that many of the lists, but I have. Every time I've seen the deck being played, I've noticed that Ordeal of Heliod is a very strong card. Like, it's very strong in the deck. That 10 life becomes relevant a lot of the time. So it doesn't surprise me that he'd be playing 2 or more.
I've certainly noticed that a lot of the time that when I've played against it, that gaining that 10 life just buys them those 2 or 3 turns that they need to then win the game.
Yep, that's right. Like, Ordeal of Thassa is obviously stronger because of the card draw, but Ordeal of Heliod it's just a powerful card in this deck.
And a lot of the time they can pretty much tutor for it as well.
Yes. Using Heliod's Pilgrim. Nice flavour crossover there.
And so Matt's put out another Crusader.
Yep.
And he's just trying to find a way to get through at this point in time.
Yep, he's got 1, 2, 3, 6, 8 red 1-drops on the battlefield. And none of them just can do anything against Kyle.
And
he's got an opportunity to attack right now. He's using Titan Strength on one of his Crusaders.
Yep. But Kyle's gained over 30 life easy.
Yes.
In this particular game, plus his 20 starting life, that's 50 life. That's a lot of damage for the red deck wins to try and beat through.
Yeah, that
even on a good day.
That's right, and he's got such a good life cushion that he can take an attack from all of these creatures, and he's going to be fine. Like, look, Kyle's just gone straight to adding it up. I don't think he's even going to block with his that favourite Hoplite, the 1/2.
He's just going to go, yep, I'll just take it.
Yeah, sure. I don't think he cares.
Yep.
He's got a grip full of cards. He's got he's showing Aqueous Form and Ordeal of Thassa, and Matt's scooping.
Yep.
To those.
As you would. Matt put up a good fight, but it wasn't to be against the heroic.
Yeah, it's hard to fight against that kind of life game if you're the red deck.
We'll see what happens in game 2.